much better or bigger in stature. His qualities are obvious, but his winning mentality and cool temperament are all part of a first-class package.
It's everything you want. Looking for options for movement. Kaka. Kaka. Now it's Neymar. Rummenigge is flagged offside. And it's dealt with by the outrushing keeper. Yamal gets flagged offside. Nedved. Now it's Neymar, looking here to chip it through. Rummenigge. Nedved. And it's made its way. It's Neymar! Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different. Oh, that's well spotted. And it's with the keeper. Long ball by the goalkeeper. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. Thuram makes the interception. And here's Cruyff. And the pass is intercepted. Roberto Carlos is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Roberto Carlos. And that's aimed into the... Climbs up big! Oh, not this time, but a lot of applause for the thought.
Yeah, that was really sharp. That kind of delivery can play havoc with defences.
Ciyaaro. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped. They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
He is through. Mbappe! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
He can get that clear. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. Mbappe. Oh, we expected better, and so did he. Great vision. That's a sharp pass. Now it's Neymar. And it's Roberto Carlos. Good take. It's Neymar! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Neymar clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And we have our very first corner. There's the header! And oh, he's got that completely wrong. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
And there is the half-time whistle. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. And we are up to the break.
What an end to the half, Peter. A lot of the best action of the half coming at the very end, and I get the feeling the second half may well start in similar fashion, as we'd love to see this momentum maintained. So I'm looking forward to what's to come.
Well, after 45 minutes, it is still goalless. A change perhaps after half-time. And we're already back up and running after half-time. So the first half brought no goals. Neymar. And he welcomes it in. He has found the way through. Oh, the ball's come loose here. And he's there to get it away. No, he's not getting any further than that.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
It's a good spell of possession, this. Tries a shot!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And it's Thuram.
That was lovely, that.
And he's got his cross in. And that was very necessary. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. That's good vision. Saliba kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Short changes him with that pass. And here's Neymar. And here's Cruyff. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
It's a poor throw, that. Picked off with relative ease. A deeply frustrating game so far. Certainly in terms of the scoreline, it remains 0-0. Played back into the centre. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. That's beautifully weighted.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
That's a lovely, neat pass. Can he get on the end of this? Oh, good-looking ball. Well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now that looks a decent ball. Played out to the left flank. Now it's Mbappe.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Quality ball. Now it's Neymar. Cruyff. He's having a shot! And that was the final act of the game, a nearly game until the very end. And it finishes 0-0. So we finish as we started. Try as they might, neither was able to break through. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Well, neither side could get over the line.
Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So that's got things underway.
Well, the greatest goal threat down below us, Peter, is Michael Owen.
Forever the boy wonder. Burst onto the world scene, of course, in such sensational style and left us with that unforgettable impression.
Yeah, and he'll forever be remembered for that, Peter, but his catch me if you...
Shot a goal! They've scored!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
So, a breakthrough already. Neymar, very nicely done. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on. Oh, he's been caught on it here! Quarter of an hour played. Cruyff. Great vision. Oh, that's well spotted. And it's Neymar. Nice looking ball. Rummenigge. Driving forward. He's going for goal! Rummenigge! That is just brilliant! A finish of true class! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye. Smiles broad and beautiful. That is a cracking hit.
Oh, how does he get the ball to do that? He's on another level to most of his peers.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, with this kind of authority, Peter, why not push on and totally kill this off?
And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
And he's intervened well there. Conte. And here's Owen. Oh, there's a probing ball. Saliba. Well, there was an element of promise insofar as they kept the ball well, but they did very little with it. And this is Raul. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. There could be trouble. Can he finish? He has done it! Half-time imminent! What a time to score! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical. Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now all of a sudden it seems the belief is back.
And we've reached half-time. That was a very watchable and entertaining half of football, and it's fair to say that both teams have played their part. Caution certainly not on the agenda here, from both sides.
Yeah, they're ahead, Peter, but they can't afford to get too complacent. They need to go with the same intensity and tempo they showed in getting both the goals. Try to get another now and establish that two-goal cushion early in the second half.
Well, what a half, what a game we have here. The second half can't come soon enough. Now it's roll. Shapes to shoot! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
And we have our very first corner. It's a mighty effort! Oh, he's hit the bar! Nedved can get it clear. And it's Xavi Alonso. And this is Owen. Well, that has not gone well. Vieira plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Oh, well played, well played. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
And he welcomed Roberto Carlos! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Neymar going face-to-face with his great rival. Kante does really well to win the ball there. And he cuts out the supply. Neymar, a noticeable change in the approach to defending here. Much more in your face.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now.
Owen tries to pass it through.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
There's the delivery. Big chance!
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Oh, that's a key interception. Roberto Carlos, just about up to 75 minutes. Now it's Nedved. He's got away. Nedved crosses.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
And it's Nedved. It's a good run down the left-hand side. Cross to the back post. And the keeper gets his hands on it. That's a pretty loose pass. Now it's roll. He can run onto that. Good ball. Just the goalkeeper to beat. Tries a shot. He scores! We thought it was over. It's all square once more. And that really is so impressive.
Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive. The finish, exquisite.
We have got changes here, from both sides in fact. All square again into the dying minutes.
Credit where it's due. This is great attitude. Now the only question is whether there's enough in the tank to grab another.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Passing is crisp and sharp. And this is Bale. Added time going up here. It's 3 minutes. He's having a go. Oh, what about that? Late in the day, this could well be it. A truly super goal. What a spiky hit that was.
That was magnificent. The way he cut it so perfectly. I think he's even managed to surprise himself, Peter.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
That's just as the manager would have seen it. An impact sub.
So that's it. It is all over. Well, that was close. Both sides playing their part in a great game of football. A real ride that had all of us glued to our seats from the very beginning. So a dramatic game decided in its very last moments.
Well, this looked like it had a
The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. Well, we're on the way. With so many teams now playing just one up front, Jim, it's easy to forget, isn't it, that strike partnerships used to be the norm.
Absolutely, Peter, but partnerships have proven themselves to be very productive over the years. They carry more might.
And we've had some legendary ones, haven't we?
Yeah, and how it usually works is that you've got one target man with the other striker playing off him and just looking to add another little bit of devilment.
That ball looks a good one. Now it's Lopez. Zico. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Yeah, Marquinhos, he's one of the toughest and most competitive centre-backs in the business. He's the kind of player you can rely on to...
Neymar! Neymar! What about that one? A finish of true class! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an...
Oh, what a mistake! Oh, he's bustling through. He's had a shot! It's hit the upright. And for a moment, time stood still.
Modern football for you. You get zero time to think on the ball. Take too long, and that happens. It gets pinched.
Saliba plays it all the way forward. Rummenigge. Now it's Cruyff. That's beautifully... It's Neymar! And it's in! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye. More or less by himself, as cool as you like.
Not even a hint of hesitation. That is such a cool finish.
So that's 2 now without reply.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
Tries a shot! Oh, he has another go! They've done it! Well, it's taken a big deflection, but boy, he will want that one.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
Looking to play him in, and the through ball. He's having a shot! He has done it! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Well, they were starting to look more and more threatening, Peter, so this comes as no surprise. The fans here are pretty fired up now.
They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Well, a little more decisiveness on the ball and that probably wouldn't have happened, but still, it was very well played. Great pressure to force the error.
This has become one superb game of football.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down, but they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Pedri delivers the ball. Saliba gets it away. Kaka.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
He's found the Rummenigge. Oh, he's brought him down, and it is a penalty. So a big, big chance now from 12 yards. Dealing with the pressure. He's got a goal! Not much more than a formality.
That's calm for you. Nothing is going to distract him.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? Oh, that's a key interception. Ciyaaro. Passing is crisp and sharp. Nedved. Dani Olmo plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Well timed, excellent interception. And that'll be the last act of the first half. It is quite a game, breathless and laced with excitement. Well, time to catch your breath after a manic first half. Goals, goals and more goals, but only one between them. That gets things going for the second half. Dani Olmo, Pedri. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. Now it's Neymar. Now this could be a chance. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending and they got away with it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Mali clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Now it's Cruyff. Gabriel makes the interception. Zico finding their passes. Here's a man who his teammates can look to in all times. Passes coming off in quick succession here. And he was quick to react. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And he's picked out the run.
Mali really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
And this is Neymar. Neither of these two want to come off second best. And he's only too happy to take that back. Tries to pass it through. And no, that was never going to make it. Thuram. And it's Cruyff. And he's intervened well there. Dani Olmo. Lovely pass, but can he get there? That's a risky ball, you've got to say. And it's... Oh, shooting chance! Really well taken goal. It's level again. What a match we have.
I could watch this every week, Peter. Talk about strength of character. Wonderful.
A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Welcome to the reality of modern football, Peter. You get pressed from the front and you have no time on the ball whatsoever. You can't afford to switch off for a moment.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually. We have ourselves a real game here.
Well, at this stage, Peter, it's going to come down to how badly they want to win this.
Looking for a runner. Oh, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. This is intriguing. Next goal critical.
It's a very...
Son Heung-min! Fantastic from Son Heung-min! That is a gem! An absolute gem! And again they hit the front. A truly super goal. What a spiky hit that was.
Oh, give me this every week. The technical ability was superb, and you can see he meant every bit of this.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Scholes. No, that's been intercepted. And there goes the final whistle. Well, that was close. Both sides playing their part in a great game of football, a real ride that had all of us glued to our seats from the very beginning. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
This was all about tactics, Peter. A weakness in the central areas, both in defence and midfield.
Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this